Hello students, welcome to my class. In the last class, we have discussed exchange degeneracy and symmetrization postulate. Symmetrization postulate says, so that postulate, that's what we have revised in the previous class. According to that postulate, symmetrization postulate, if I take a system of identical particles and indistinguishable particles, the state function psi must be totally symmetric or totally asymmetric. The function must be totally symmetric state or otherwise totally anti-symmetric state or asymmetric state. The mixed states are not possible. So this is the postulate. We know that we have boson family and fermion family. Particles are divided into two groups based on the parameter spin. Boson family must be of symmetric wave function. Fermion family must be of anti-symmetric wave function under interchange of or exchange of any pair of coordinates. Okay, this is the postulate that I have discussed in the previous session. So in this session we'll go for the constructing symmetric and anti-symmetric wave functions. Okay, constructing symmetric and anti-symmetric wave functions. I'm sorry. Constructing symmetric and anti-symmetric functions. So the heading will be constructing symmetric and anti-symmetric functions. Constructing symmetric and anti-symmetric functions. Constructing symmetric and anti-symmetric functions. Okay, so let me construct. For a system of identical particles, we need to construct symmetric and anti-symmetric functions. So let us take two identical particles. I am taking a system which has only two identical particles. Two identical particles. Two identical particles. Remember, these are the identical particles, indistinguishable. We can't say this is the first particle and we can't say this is the second particle. So now take any normalized wave function which is unsymmetric in nature. That is neither symmetric nor anti-symmetric. So take any normalized unsymmetric wave function. So let us say it will be of psi. As there are two particles, psi must be function of two coordinates. That is, the degree of freedom will be 2. E1 is the coordinate of the particle and E2 is the coordinate of other particle. There is no first and second here. One particle and other particle. So now we want to construct here symmetric wave function. Let's say I'll write here symmetric wave function. So the symmetric wave function will be looks like this. Obviously it is the coordinates. It is of 1 by root 2 into psi of 1 and 2 plus psi of 2 and 1. 2 and 1. Now you can check whether it is a symmetric function or not. I can check whether it is a symmetric or not. So what is the condition for symmetric? If the given function is symmetric, we're supposed to have under the interchange operator. So we need to apply the interchange operator. Let us apply that interchange operator. So 1 and 2. The wave function 1, 2. We need to get, it will be of psi 2, 1. So that is same as that of psi 1, 2. That is symmetric. Let us do this. Send this. So interchange 1 with 2, 2 with 1. That is equal to 1 by root 2. Interchanging 1 with 2, 2 with 1. Plus psi into interchange 2 with 1 and 1 with 2. Now you notice these two are equal. Now you notice these two are equal. This one is here and this one is here. That means this function, whatever I am talking here, this function is symmetric in nature. This is how we have constructed a symmetric wave function from an unsymmetric wave function. Okay. Now we construct anti-symmetric function. So let us construct anti-symmetric function from the symmetric function. So let us go for the anti-symmetric function. So anti-symmetric function. Constructing anti-symmetric function. Anti-symmetric function. The anti-symmetric function will looks like this. Anti-symmetric function will be the two particle system. 1, 2 is equal to 1 by root 2 psi of 1, 2 minus psi of 2, 1. This is the antisymmetric. So what has to be happen under the antisymmetric? So that definitely under the parity exchange operator, the wave function, we need to get, this will be of minus of psi 2. Okay, when you interchange, it will has to get the minus sign, that is psi of 1. Let us check whether we will get the psi of that or not. Okay, let us interchange. In this we need to interchange. That is psi 1 with 2, 2 with 1. That is 1 by root 2. So 1 with 2, that is 2, 2 with 1. Psi 2 with 1, 1 with 2. So you take the minus sign outside, minus 1 by root 2. So this term comes first, psi of 1 with 2 minus psi of 2 1 2 minus sign psi of 2 1. Now you check this term, and of course minus sign, this term and this term. So this is same as that of minus of psi 1 2. So under the interchange operator, we are getting the with minus sign. So that means minus 1 is the eigenvalue we are getting. So that means the given function is definitely anti-symmetric function. Okay, fine. I hope it is clear how to construct symmetric and anti-symmetric functions for a two-particle system. Okay, so I repeat once again. So go through here. So according to symmetrization postulate, the wave function completely symmetric or completely antisymmetric. Mixed state is not possible. For boson it must be of symmetric, and for fermion it must be of antisymmetric. Now how we will construct a symmetric and antisymmetric functions. So for that purpose I am taking a system of identical particles. It consists only two identical particles. First we take normalized wave function, that is must be unsymmetric. The wave function will be like this. Now construct symmetric. The symmetric will be 1 by root 2 psi of 1 2 plus psi of 2 1. So you can check it. Just we are cross checking it, whether it is possible or not. Cross check. So what we came to know, yes, it is true. So after the cross check, we come to know that key. So this is possible. So this is symmetric function. Now go for the anti-symmetric. So anti-symmetric will be given like this. This is the anti-symmetric function. This is the anti-symmetric function. So this anti-symmetric function. So we cross checked under the interchange operator. We come to know that key it is anti-symmetric. Just it is a cross check. They are taking cross check. Okay. So this is the way of constructing symmetric and anti-symmetric wave functions. Okay. So we will take system of identical non-interacting particles and let us try to calculate energy of that system and wave function of that system. Okay, fine. They are taking n particle system. Okay, fine. So we'll take a system of identical non-interacting particles. In the previous sessions, maybe in the first class or second class, we have taken a system of non-interacting particles. They are distinguishable particles. Even though they are identical, but they are classical particles. That is, distinguishability is there. But now we are taking system of identical non-interacting particles. Here the identical in the sense indistinguishable in nature, not the classical particles. They are the quantum particles. Okay. Let us write the heading. Here I am taking heading will be like this: system of identical non-interacting particles. System of identical non-interacting particles. Non-interacting particles. System of identical non-interacting particles. Okay. Now we consider n identical particles. N identical particles. This n identical particles, remember, they are losing the identity, that is, they are indistinguishable. They are indistinguishable. Okay, as they are identical, so we'll take the mass of the first particle and mass of the second particle and mass of the third particle and so on, n particle system, say yeah. And also non-interacting, so that means interaction among themselves is ignored. The particle 1 will not interact with particle 2. Remember, here there is no identification like this 1 2. So this is a one particle and this is other particle, we cannot identify here. The potential energy between them, generally we'll write, if it is an electron, so it is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Let's say the charge of electron is E and another is E1 E2, we can write, divided by R square. This interaction energy is non-interacting, ignored. They are but they may interact with external fields, so they may experience some force. So let's say that potential energy I'll take. So that means all particles will experience same potentials. All particles will experience same potential. This is there, some external. Let's say, for example, you have 10 identical apples you have thrown into the air. So that means what is the force they'll experience? When you throw upward, so assume that air friction is not there. When you throw in the upward, so from the surface of the ground, you throw upward 10 apples, all are identical. So mass will be same, the size, the shape, everything will be same, they are identical. So what is the force field they experience? That is the gravitational field. So potential is same for all the particles, like that. This is one example. The potential is same for all. So that is potential energy of the ith particle, as it is same for all the particles, we can drop that index I. Is only just you put for the particles. It is same for all the particles, as it is same for all the particles. Okay. Now we write the time independent Schrodinger wave equation. So time independent Schrodinger wave equation is, what is the time independent Schrodinger wave equation? So time independent in the sense that it is static, that is stationary state. That is, we are talking about stationary state. So the equation will be minus h square by 2m del square, that is ith particle. So m is same, remember, for all. This is the kinetic energy operator and then potential energy operator into psi function we need to write. Psi of nth state of ith particle so energy of that particle in the nth state of that particle psi ni into E. Okay, so this is the non-interacting n identical particles where I is ranging from 1 2 3 4 5. So here I is ranging from 1 2 3 and so on, as it is n particle system, it will be m. Okay, now what is the total energy of the system here? What is the total energy of the system? Total energy of the system E. So n1 states for the one particle, n2 states for the other particle and so on, n states for the nth particle will be is equal to energy of one particle, energy of other particle, energy of the another particle and so on. So the direct addition, remember here we are doing the direct addition, So total energy is the direct summation. Even this is true when the system of identical, that is distinguishable non-interacting particles also answer is same. So that you can, if you want, you can mention here. This is similar to that of n identical distinguishable particles. N identical distinguishable particles. Okay, but the wave function will change here. Then what is the wave function in that case? N identical distinguishable particles. The total wave function is not similar to that of n non-interacting distinguishable particle system. So the total wave function there we have written. So for this n identical distinguishable particles, we have written like this. The product is psi one particle in the n1, n2 and so on, nn. Energies will be 1, 2 and so on. This is equal to the product. So is equal to the product. The product ranges from I is equal to 1 to n particle system is there. N psi ni en will be is equal to sin n1 e1, n2 e2 and so on, nn en. Okay, this is the case. So this is true only for n identical distinguishable particles, but this is not true for n identical indistinguishable particles. Not valid for n identical